A huge part of Palworld is progression, leveling up your character, catching pals with better stats, and progressing down the technology tree to have better items, gear, pal spheres. But there becomes a point when this can get a little overwhelming, when the game starts asking you to make very advanced items, such as concrete or these conveyor belts, which take 100 ingots just to make. So today I wanted to just make a quick guide to show you how to build a fully automated mining, processing, and item construction base, and how to get some good pals with high worker stats like mining and kindling to automate this all for you. So let's get straight into how to make a fully automated mining base. So step 1, you want to find a spot for this ore processing base, or even better, your second base. At level 10, you can unlock a second base. So you don't have to move, you literally create a fully new base with new pals to work in and a completely separate inventory system. And I'll give you a couple of suggested areas that I'd recommend. The first one is in the middle of the map, and this is my personal favorite as it's got a bunch of ore and then a little bit of coal. And then there's another one down here that's got a ton of nodes for the later game. This one probably has more, but I really like the first option as it's central, very flat, and it's near lots of pals that you can branch out to. I think it's the perfect second base, but if you want to just prepare for the end game, you can go for the one with more ores. Okay, the next step is to place your Palbox, and it's important to place this in an area that includes enough nodes, because you can only have pals work in the nodes that are inside your circle. So try and find a spot that includes both coal and ore and a lot of them. And if you place it and you don't like where it is, you can cancel it and rebuild it. So I would try and find somewhere that works, drop it down, and just sort of like roam around the perimeter and just count how many ores and how many coal you have inside. You ideally want a lot of ore and a little bit of coal. So try and make sure you've got everything, and then preferably a little flat area to build out some stuff. Okay, then you need to just place the basics to keep your pals happy. So beds and a food box. So I would just try and find a flat-ish area, place some ground, and just place a bunch of pal beds, depending on the level of your pal box, maybe like 10 beds, and then a food box and fill it full of food. And then you can just unleash a ton of pets. So this is separate from your main base, so you don't have to, you can't use the same ones. So I would just drop in here some level 1 miners or 2s if you have them, some kindlers, some transportation people, and that's it. You can transfer food from your first base to your second base, so you don't need to do farms and stuff here if you don't want to. You don't need to do anything advanced here because you have everything in your first base. Okay, so now you have a basic second base where your workers will be mining, they'll put it in a chest for you, and you'll be storing lots of ore ready to go. So now I would go and take the time to get some advanced pals, so ones with level 2 mining and stuff like that. So here are some I'd recommend. The number 1 recommendation for this base would be Digtoise. You want to go and catch some Digtoise. It's a level 2 miner, and it's just in the desert on the north of the map. It's kind of like mid-north. There are loads of them here, so just go out and catch a couple. I try and get like 3. If you've got like 5 nodes of ore, you'll need a couple of Digtoise to get through these. You do need heat resistance in the desert, but you can just go in and catch one and then leave before the heat resistance gets to you. So yeah, I'd go in, catch a few of these, and that'll get your mining really ramping up from, a little bit of ore here and there to the masses of ore you need for these really big productions. Then I would try and get a kindling pal. So I'd suggest Arsox. With all these ores, you need to process them into ingots. So I'd go and catch something like an Arsox with level 2 kindling. And then you want to get something with transportation, maybe something like a Tombat, which is pretty much everywhere at night. If you just go out at night in any of the starter areas, you will find Tombats. You've probably already got some. And that will really kickstart your mining operation to another level. Your Digtoise will be destroying these ore, creating tons and tons of piles of ore on the ground. Your Tombats will be collecting them and putting them in the chest. And then your Arsox will be able to kindle those into ingots. So once you've got all these, you want to build the production buildings. So you want to level out, I said try and find a place with like flat ground. And here's where you just create a ton of flat ground. Preferably go for stone here or metal if you've got it, because wood can burn in raids. So I'd go for something durable like stone or metal. And place a couple of primitive furnaces at the least. If you've got the advanced ones, go for that. But just place a couple of furnaces and just manually dump all of the ore into them. And just start pumping out ingots. You've got really good workers here that can make these ingots really fast. And that's kind of the big first step. You can now just go to these furnaces and just take out hundreds and hundreds of ingots whenever you want. So from here, just start creating some production buildings. This is kind of where this quick tutorial can end, because you can build whatever you want from here. I would suggest making like a high quality workbench so that you can come to this base and you can request 100 nails and just leave. And then when you come back, there'll just be 100 nails here for you to collect. The next step up is when it starts asking you to make assembly lines. So this happens at Palbox level 13, I believe. It asks you to make a sphere assembly line. And you've already done all of the work to make this. You need 100 ingots to make the first assembly line, and you'll have them. You know, this base will pump out 100 ingots so fast. So yeah, you can literally just drop the assembly line straight away, and you just have someone work on it. It's that easy, and that'll just pump out PAL spheres all day. You also need a electric building, like an electric tower. So you just make one of those as well and just throw an electric PAL on it. You don't need a crazy level 3 electric PAL. You know, these basic assembly lines don't take much. You can literally just throw on a jolt hog, the little jolt hedgehogs, or any basic electric PAL. But yeah, that's it. This is just a quick guide to try and make a simple automated mining and ingot production base that has workshops and, you know, production assembly lines, but hopefully it helps just make it simpler. I definitely found the game a little overwhelming when it started asking for more and more resources and more advanced buildings, and I didn't really know where to start, especially because I only had the one base. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick step-by-step guide, and I hope it helped. Let me know in the comments if it did, or if you have any other tips for setting up or progressing in this game, let people know. And if you like this style of guide, subscribe for more. I make guides both big and small for a bunch of games, but that's it from me. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.